Hi everyone and welcome to Road to Forever. I'm Terry, and in this video I'm going to talk about how to make cabbage juice for ulcers without a juicer. And if you've seen my first video on how to heal stomach ulcers fast, which is this video right here, then you know that cabbage juice was one of the items that I was using on a daily basis to heal my ulcer naturally at home. I didn't have any antibiotics, I didn't take any medicines at all. I just used food as a way to heal my ulcer. So in this video, I'm going to go through and walk you through the steps of how I made my cabbage juice. And so some people are generally asking, so how much cabbage juice should you have a day when you have an ulcer? And for me, I was drinking about 8 to 10 ounces of cabbage juice a day. And I'm going to show you how I make that, like I said, coming up in this video. Now, if you would like a video on a stomach ulcer diet menu, let me know in the comments below and I'll go through and maybe make a ulcer menu PDF with like different recipes that I was eating. So let me know if you're interested, and like I said, I will do that for you. So without waiting any further, let's jump right in and see how to make this cabbage juice for your stomach ulcers. Alright guys, so what you're going to need for this cabbage juice recipe is a blender. Any high-speed blender will work. You can see here I have a Ninja. I'll link the one that I use in the description. You'll also need a nut milk bag. Got this from Amazon. It comes 2 in a pack and it's less than $8. I'll also link that in the description. You'll need a colander, a strainer, or just a big bowl so that you can wash your cabbage off after you cut it up. And of course, you're going to need a head of cabbage. And so one of the first things you're going to do is to make sure you remove the outer leaves, and you're going to just get rid of those. And then with your cutting board, so of course I didn't mention that, but you'll also need a cutting board. So with your cutting board, you would just stick your cabbage on there, and then you're just going to chop it up really small. So I'm just going to chop that up and show you what it looks like afterwards. So as you can see, this is a lot of cabbage. It's been chopped up and washed, and I'm not going to use all of this cabbage in one sitting to make juice. You could, but I don't normally do that. I normally like to have my cabbage juice like when it's made fresh, so I don't want it to sit too long. So what I'll do is I'll take some of this cabbage, I'll put it in my blender, I'll blend that up, and then what I will do is I will take the rest, since there's so much cabbage, and I'll actually steam that, you know, with a little bit of olive oil and garlic. And then I will have that as a side with some salmon. So again, when we're talking about healing foods for your ulcers, those were things that I was eating. So I'm just going to show you what's going to happen. So I'm just going to put some of this in the blender, and I'm going to blend on low, and you'll see that it will chop on its own. So if your cabbage is not making a lot of juice, one of the things you can do is you can also add celery, which has a lot of water, or you could add a cucumber. But what I do is I just add 8 ounces of spring water right to the blender, and then that should get it going. So all I'm going to do is just pause the blending and open at the top. And again, this was a really tough cabbage, so I'm just going to pour that 1 cup of water right into the blender with the cabbage. And then all I'm going to do is just restart it and let it blend on its own until it's ready. Now that you're finished blending your cabbage juice, all you're going to do is you're going to take your nut milk bag, which you've already rinsed out, obviously, if you just took it out of the package from Amazon, and I'm just going to stick that right in my mason jar. So you could use a cup, you could use a bowl, whatever you want, but this was a mason jar that, as you guys saw earlier, I poured my water from. So I'm just going to put my nut milk bag right in there, and then all I'm going to do is pour the cabbage that's been blended right into the nut milk bag and squeeze out the juice. So let me show you how I do that. So you just put it in your nut milk bag, and then you just pull your drawstring tight. And what I love about that is that everything just stays in one place, and then you're just going to use your hand to squeeze out that juice. As you can see, guys, I'm clearly going to have quite a bit of cabbage juice because there's still a bunch more of the blended portion left in the blender that I'm going to have to put in my nut milk bag and squeeze out. So just make sure you get all that juice out. And then you're just going to take this remnant and you're just going to toss that right in the trash, and then continue by pouring this in here. So as you can see, that was relatively simple. In the description box below, I will link all of the items that I used in this video so that if you want to use the same items, you can just get them right away with just one click of a button. Also, I will link the video for how I healed my stomach ulcer naturally. So that was the first video where I answered all these questions about the different foods I was eating. And remember, if you would like an ulcer diet menu, let me know in the comments below. If I get comments saying you'd like that, then I'll make a video for you guys. Now, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up all the way up, share with your friends, and subscribe for more awesome content just like this. Before I leave, I just want to remind you, you're only one prayer away. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys. Take care.